breaking developments in the Iraqi dinar world. Is this the revaluation phase? Iraqi Dinar RV. Welcome to Iraqi Dinar RV, where insight meets opportunity. If you're holding on to Iraqi dinar, especially those 25,000 or 30,000 denomination notes, you might want to pay close attention. What we're seeing right now isn't just noise, it's activity. It's not whispers in chat rooms, it's documented reports and shifting behavior in real-world exchange networks. So, is Iraq entering the early stages of a revaluation? Let's break it down, explore the facts, consider the patterns, and get you prepared for what might be the most pivotal moment in the dinar community's history. Fire the buzz around higher exchange rates, fact or fiction. Lately, there's been a rising frequency of reports. Select currency exchange centers and private banks allegedly offering higher than usual rates for large denomination Iraqi dinar notes, especially the 30K and 25K bills. These aren't necessarily publicized rates. You won't find them on your Forex app, but they are being quietly offered to a limited group of holders. So what does that mean? It could indicate that Iraq is experimenting with transitional exchange rates. These are trial value offers made in a controlled environment before public changes are announced. This method has been used in multiple countries that have gone through monetary reform, from Vietnam to Kuwait. And if that's the case here, the early signs of a currency revaluation may already be unfolding, just behind closed doors. Currency exchange, why the 30,000 notes? What's so special? There's a specific interest in the 30K notes, or combined denominations that total that. These are high-value bills that, if exchanged at even a marginally improved rate, would yield noticeable returns. The reported shift seems to be targeting these notes as a phase-out mechanism. Why? Because large denominations pose a risk in a restructured currency environment. They're bulky, inflation-prone, and difficult to manage as Iraq begins to tighten its monetary policy and increase local reliance on the dinar. In simple terms, Iraq may be incentivizing people to turn in these large notes early, before a full public revaluation or a digital dinar transition kicks in. Iraq's economic shift, from dollar dependency to dinar dominance. To understand what's happening, we must look at Iraq's larger monetary policy direction. Over the past year, the Iraqi government and the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, have implemented strong measures to reduce reliance on the US dollar. Here's what's changed. Government contracts are now being written and paid in IQD. Salaries for public sector workers are distributed in dinar only. Commercial transactions are slowly being limited to IQD. This process, known as de-dollarization, is a strategic move. Iraq is working to reclaim economic sovereignty after years of dependency and inflation volatility linked to foreign currencies. When a country reinforces its own currency in real-world commerce, the demand for that currency increases. And when demand rises, so does value. Jigsaw transitional rates. The quiet path to revaluation, the term transitional rate, is key here. These are non-public discretionary rates used by banks and currency exchange institutions to phase in new valuations. These transitional windows serve two purposes. One, collect and remove older notes from circulation. Two, test how markets and holders respond to higher exchange values. What makes this interesting is that these offers are reportedly being made to select clients, long-time holders, institutional contacts, or even VIP customers. And slowly, details are leaking into public forums and financial circles. This suggests a coordinated but low-profile rollout, perhaps as part of Iraq's preparation for a more significant, official monetary shift. Light bulb, why now? The timing makes sense. Several indicators tell us this isn't a random surge in rumors. One, rising oil revenues. Iraq's oil exports have increased, strengthening its fiscal balance and giving the government more freedom to back a stronger currency. Two, internal security improvements. With better stability, international partnerships become more viable. Three, IMF and regional monitoring. Iraq has been under observation by global financial institutions and has met several of its monetary reform benchmarks. Four, de-dollarization push. The strongest push yet from Baghdad to eliminate the USD from domestic circulation. All these factors combine to create an environment ripe for currency reform. Mobile phone, why don't you see it on Forex apps? A fair question many people ask is, if this is really happening, why can't I see it on Forex or major exchange platforms? Simple answer. Public rates follow private adjustments. This is common in global monetary history. Before Kuwait officially reinstated its dinar after the Gulf War, private exchanges were already operating under upgraded values. Before the Vietnamese dong made its last rate jump, internal systems had already been prepped. Governments never launch currency reforms in full public view. Instead, they test, adjust quietly, then launch formally when everything is in place. If Iraq is following that blueprint, then the movement we're seeing today is not the conclusion, but the beginning. A digital dinar. Here's what we know: there is strong speculation, and some indirect confirmation, that Iraq is developing a digital currency infrastructure. This doesn't mean a crypto dinar like Bitcoin. Instead, it means a digitally tracked national currency issued by the central bank. Why is this relevant? Because digital transitions usually require elimination of high-denomination physical notes, increased exchange monitoring, new systems for compliance and auditing offering improved transitional rates for physical 30K notes. Now could be a strategy to pull those notes out before the digital phase goes live. Brain, what should dinar holders do now? Here's what you shouldn't do: panic, rush, or fall for scams. Here's what you should do. 1. Stay informed. Follow verified, research-driven channels like Iraqi Dinar RV. Be cautious of sensationalist hype. 2. Document your holdings. Make sure your notes are authentic, clean, and properly stored. 3. Watch the CBI and regional banks. Any official notice will be echoed by institutions like the Central Bank of Iraq, Middle Eastern banks, or even IMF briefings. 4. Keep an eye on transitional offers. If you hear of exchange desks offering different than normal rates, don't dismiss it. Investigate, verify, and compare. 5. Plan, don't react. If Iraq truly moves forward with revaluation, there will be a limited window to exchange older notes. Be ready, not surprised. Compass, final thoughts. What was once a dream may be taking shape after years of doubt, delays, and speculation. We may finally be witnessing the early signs of a real, systemic revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. From de-dollarization policies to quiet transitional offers, Iraq appears to be asserting a new financial identity. If you're holding on to IQD, particularly those 30,000 denomination notes, consider this your call to pay attention, not with blind faith, but with strategy. Stay sharp, watch the developments, get educated on safe exchange methods and timing. Remember, true currency value isn't built overnight. It's built through national policy, global trust, and disciplined rollout strategies. All signs today point toward real movement, not just rumors. And for long-time believers in the dinar, this may be the moment where preparation meets opportunity. Thank you for watching Iraqi Dinar RV. Stay connected, stay curious, and above all, stay ready. We'll continue bringing you reliable, research-backed updates as this situation unfolds. Disclaimer: this article is intended for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or tax advice. The foreign exchange market is inherently risky and prone to misinformation. Consult with qualified professionals before making any investment decision. Iraqi Dinar RV is not liable for any losses or damages resulting from the use or reliance on this content.